Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are really immersing ourselves in Thomas Harris's 1981 novel, Red Dragon.
Yeah, a genuine masterwork. It's much more than just, a thriller. It really set the stage for so much that came after.
Absolutely. It's the book that introduced us to FBI profiler Will Graham and, of course, the unforgettable Dr. Hannibal Lecter. It kind of built the blueprint.
Our mission today, really, is to unpack its power.
Yeah.
Look at the plot, sure, but also the psychology and why it's had such a lasting impact in fiction and film.
And the hook is intense right from the start. We have Will Graham seriously messed up after catching Lecter back in '76.
Right, physically and mentally scarred. He's pulled out of this early retirement he desperately wanted to hunt down a new killer. He has to go back into that darkness.
And that new killer is Francis Dollarhide, dubbed the Tooth Fairy by the press.
Mm-hmm. He attacks families, the Jacobys, the leads, seemingly out of nowhere, always during the full moon.
Yeah.
The crime scenes are brutal.
Horrific. And he leaves this distinctive bite mark. That's his signature.
And Graham's method, his brilliance, was, well, revolutionary for the time. It wasn't just procedure. It was this deep, almost dangerous empathy.
He could get inside the killer's head, think their thoughts, is how he predicted finding fingerprints on the victim's eyes.
Uncanny stuff. But even with that gift, he hits a dead end. He can't figure out the next step.
Which leads him to the most stomach-churning consultation imaginable, visiting Hannibal Lecter.
Exactly. Lecter's locked up tight, maximum security. And that meeting isn't about help, not really. It's psychological warfare.
Lecter dangles these cryptic clues, but mostly he just twists the knife, right? Taunting Graham.
Especially with that line, suggesting Graham only caught him because they're fundamentally alike.
Chilling. It drives home that central theme. Graham's empathy is his superpower, but it's also, toxic. It pulls him too close to the monsters.
It almost destroys him. And that sets us up perfectly to look into Dollarhide himself, what created the Red Dragon.
Okay, so his background is key. Born with a severe cleft palate.
And subjected to just horrific abuse by his grandmother. Really sadistic stuff. So the Great Red Dragon persona isn't just an alias.
It's something deeper.
It's like a fractured part of his psyche born out of that trauma. He thinks that by murdering or changing people, as he calls it, he can fully become this powerful, pure entity, escape the pain.
And the book's title, Red Dragon, comes straight from that obsession he has with the William Blake painting.
The Great Red Dragon and the woman clothed with the sun, he's fixated on it. But here's the twist. He also fights against it. It's an internal war.
Right. That leads to that incredible scene where he actually eats the painting.
Yeah, he breaks into the museum and physically consumes the original Blake watercolor. It's desperate. A ritualistic attempt to maybe destroy the obsession by absorbing it, eliminating its source, shows the depth of his internal battle.
Wow. And the way they finally figure out how he operates, the practical side of it.
That's another stroke of Harris's brilliance. The plot mechanics are so solid. How did he know the houses so well?
He worked in film processing.
Exactly. As a production chief. Gave him access to people's home movies. He could study the layouts, the routines, everything long before he ever struck. Opportunity meeting obsession.
The book was huge right away, wasn't it? Critically acclaimed.
Oh, massively. James Ellroy called it the best pure thriller. Stephen King said it was maybe the best popular novel since The Godfather. High praise.
It really did define the modern serial killer genre as we know it.
And you see that legacy in the adaptations. First, Manhunter in '86. Great film, Brian Cox as Lecter. Kind of a cult classic.
Then it got a bit overshadowed later.
Yeah, by Silence of the Lambs. But then they remade it in 2002, Red Dragon. This time with Anthony Hopkins, fitting it into that whole cinematic universe.
And the TV show Hannibal adapted it too, right? For its third season.
Mm-hmm. The back half of season 3. A really fascinating take on it.
So Red Dragon gave us the architecture, the sort of psychological template for hunting these figures. Graham survives, but he's changed forever.
Permanently scarred, yeah. Physically and psychologically. Which brings us to that final, profound thought Graham has during his recovery.
The Shiloh reflection.
Right. Visiting the Civil War battlefield, he realizes it's not places or nature that are haunted by events. It's people. Men are haunted.
So the question it leaves you, the listener, with is, what knowledge, what experience, maybe even what terrible empathy has defined or perhaps haunted your own view of the world?
That's the core of it.
Yeah.
Something to think about.